Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the European HCS Pro League Summer Season 2017. My name is Sims and we are on our final series of the evening in week number 3. And this is where things get a little bit interesting. Both of these two teams next up are 0-0 in the Pro League. Only, I believe, memory serves me right, it's like a 10%, I think, map win ratio that may separate them both. So everything matters for these next two teams in this next series. One of them's got Batchford on it as well. Nice recent. In fact, both teams have a recent pickup. One of them's got Batchford, the other person has Speed. Harry.
Hello.
Two teams then. Both of them struggling a little bit.
0 and 2. Not 0 and 0.
No, both 0.
Yeah.
That as well.
0 and 0.
I'm bad at math.
One of these teams hasn't won a map in the Pro League.
Which is a little bit diffusing.
Diffusing, deflating, disappointing.
Upsetting.
I was going for alliteration, but that's fine. But yeah,
one
of these teams is going to get their first series win.
Yes. Honestly, the biggest excitement here is, what does Speed do to this team? Because we know that Speed is an excellent player. We've seen what Speed can do. Speed is a cracking player. And honestly, I don't even think they're giving us much time. It looks like the game has potentially just started.
We're about to find out.
Unless this is a warm-up game or a test, we might just be diving on into this one. Because I'm seeing a game live. No, nope, they're just testing.
Game. Just trust the admins, man.
I know, I do trust admin. We've got great red shift, by the way, admin tonight. Shout out to Matt.
What a great guy.
Love you, Matt.
Great admin.
Best
one of
admin
my
of you.
favorite people in the world.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah,
he's good.
Absolute beast.
Any other costs he'd tell us?
Your question is, what does Speed do to this team? In my opinion, he elevates this team. He really unlocks the potential of this team. We saw them really struggle with Talik, and he struggled getting kills on the board and getting those slays. In my opinion, Speed brings slays in bundles, in oodles, and we've seen Divine Domination on salads. We're about to see them on steaks because they're beefed up with this man. I'm trying to make as many puns as humanly possible.
I can see that
in this intro, but XL, they haven't got the worst pickup themselves either. They get Batchford from Infused. You know, he was on that team that was at the top of the European standings. So this is, in my opinion, a battle of the pickups. Is Speed greater to the addition of Divine Domination, or is Batchford better to the pickup of XL? Trust the admins, production.
We're not entirely sure what the players are doing. We'll just get an update in our ears in just a second. We apologise about these delay stats. Clearly the players are just waiting on... Oh, for the second time they've actually, I think, potentially put the incorrect game types on.
How long have they been playing this game?
Settings are hard, man. Settings are hard. Sorry about this, guys. The server is now starting up. We do apologise about those delayed stats. We'll just get confirmation from the admins that this is the correct game now. This is now definitely the live game, kicking things off with Plaza Strongholds, just as you see. They've seen the series 3 times in a row.
Know the game.
Come on, boys.
We don't need to talk you through these.
Sort it out.
If you don't know how they play by the end of this, there's something wrong with you. And you.
Me?
Maybe not you. You.
Don't blame me.
Watch how these people play this.
Oh well.
And then put it into your own gameplay, because they're good.
And there we have it. Finally, game types are correct and we are live. I've got to say, I like the little X they're going for with the XL logo.
Very nice.
Just pointing it out there. Warlord will stay alive, and you'll get the kill as well. Lovely. So, Camo is allowed to still be in the hands of nobody top mid. In fact, I'm telling a lie. Zer has just picked it up. We'll be doing a live interview with this young man after this game. Unfortunately, we didn't use a certain tool before, so no one couldn't get on. It wasn't no one's fault, it wasn't our fault. It's just a little bit of a miscommunication between both parties. So we will be getting Zer on instead and having a chat to him about the European Pro League so far and his time in it. Obviously making it up through the open circuit. Another new team, another new set of players to this European Pro League. Working his way around with his teammate, keeping the dream alive over here on the BR section. But unfortunately, as he goes across the edge, he just met with the blunt end of a shotgun, Harry.
Yeah, and it's Chick with it, and luckily for his team, he'll be able to re-pick up this yard. And his teammate is already fighting in blue, and he actually wins the fight as well. Good fight win there from Sika, and that's going to allow Chick really to push out here with no pressure. Not only does he have Nurix in front of him, who just picked up a kill himself, they already have the numbers advantage, and that's going to make the push over to Nest right here so much easier. When you get that first kill, it allows you to push over towards Cinema without much pressure, because the other team plays that little bit more passive to try and retain as much map control as possible. But you can see right here, they've retreated a little bit too much. Looks like XL, the red team, are going to try and keep bottom middle at any cost whatsoever. And it's cost them the nest, but they captured the yard. So the poor man setup, as our friend T-Squared there across the pond would like to say, the yard and bottom middle in hands of XL. So despite them giving up the nest, they are still scoring.
Ticking away then. 1, 2, 3 members, all pushing across bottom mid there from XL, just running on through, keep on trucking indeed. Batchford chasing one, will hunt him down, that's going to be Sicker, he will fall. Shady comes down, but unfortunately he's going to met French on French action over there. Speed comes in though, cleans up one, can he tag up two? Of course. Oh, I thought he got that last one. Zer says not today, my friend. Welcome back to the Pro League. Unfortunately, this is my town now. Zer keeping control of top mid, gonna get straight on point. Fresh camo. Does get it burnt instantly though, and in the meantime all this is going down and that triple cap's doing some damage and it's really bringing them back in full swing. Divine Harry. Map control, hill control, pretty good.
It is pretty good, and Sicker there, you can see him on his death screen, was contesting the yard, but he will go down. But I wonder whether or not if XL could have retained control right there if Zer wasn't so kind of tunnel visioned on that camouflage. He had the timing on the last one, right? So he would know exactly when that's coming up, but as long as you're sat on that overshield, just holding your action button, waiting for it to come up, you're not firing your gun, you're not looking at angles, you're not calling out information for your team. So again, I hate to be too critical of Zer right there. He got the camouflage, which is better than the other team grabbing it, but now it's Divine Domination back in the game. Not all because of that one play from Zer, but because of their great push out. And now look, thanks to that push from them, they're getting kills on the board. That's 3 down for XL. The last alive is going to be Batchford, and he should give his team some snipe lift spawns right here. He's not lifting for that particular reason. And it's total control here for the French squad. They're looking very strong with the addition of the German speed here in this game number 1.
Batch back, eyes on the prize, straight down the gun, will find Speed, Speed dives in with the light rifle though, it's going to get tagged up, so just going to try and get out of here, which is fair play to him, no shields whatsoever, no grenade comes out, easy target there for a double ground pound, I thought it was going to come in, Shady hunts down one, finds two also, I believe this player may still be alive creeping around, yes he is indeed, over at the soda, but he's going to fall down, coming straight off of the stairwell, shotgun though, Batchford gets a fistful of lead. Shady's going to finish him off. That's a nice kill at least. So they might be able to take control of bottom mid, which is they do, Harry. Yeah, they do. And there's a lot of work coming in from Batchford and Shady working in tandem right there. Just working in that little duo, that little buddy system. And it's paid dividends for them. You know, it's really paid off. They've put together a really nice push, got bottom middle back for their team because of the 5 kills essentially that came in from Shady. I'm pretty sure he got himself a killing spree and might even still be alive from that particular spree as well. So we'll give Shady a little bit of love. The kind of odd one out on this XL squad, right? I mean, the man coming from France finds himself playing with 3 UK players. Very unheard of, you see that. So yeah, he seems to be fitting in and gelling in well with the new man Batchford, working in tandem right there. But as we're saying all this, Divine Domination make a very nice push down driveway, and now it's Sicker to try and get up to this nest and steal that away from underneath the feet of Team Infused. So as we mentioned before, both these two teams suffering from team changes across the roster period. Batchford lands on XL and Speed lands on Divine Domination. I tell you what, you can definitely tell the enhancement it's had, because this roster at the moment, they're on a bit of a comeback here, Harry. This could potentially be their first win, first map of the Pro League. Things are looking pretty damn good, especially from how far down they were at the start of the game. What were they down? Maybe, oh, spin around, don't quite. The other player has, oh my, sneaky Urix. Wow. Missed a few shots, but still, trigger discipline.
I think he could have made a lot more out of that play, personally. I think if he backsmacks that player at top class, he can then get the second one as well. So
that's what I was expecting. I thought we were going to go for that and then drop down on the other player moving up the stairs, but instead did opt to just go for the one. Batchford's going to go jump up in the corner, or at least attempt to. Second time round.
Kid thinks he's Shotsy, man. Come on. Shotsy hits those 100% of the time. And shotgun shots as well.
Batch.
This is why you're not infused.
He got saved. Whoa, don't throw him under a bus like that.
He's all a bit of banter. It's all just fun and games. He did get dropped though.
It feels bad, man. You can't throw a guy under a bus like that. That's rough.
My bad.
He's one of my favorite players, and he's also one of my very good friends. So don't you say that about him.
At least he's got one fan.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. We all love Batch, but
yeah, it's good to see him doing so well and on it. But honestly, He'll be looking, from coming off of the back of Team Infused, he'll be looking for this team, Team XL, to really step up to the plate that he's used to. That, unfortunately, a little bit of a mistime there. One player will pop up. This time it is Batchford, so Kamago in the hands of XL this time. He's going to opt to drop down. Now they've got the 2 plot. Now they're on the reversal, as we actually see XL bringing this one back, taking the lead. Triple cap comes in also. Nice bit of work here from Team XL.
Yeah, Batchford here needs to stay alive at blue, and this is very clever because if he dies with that camouflage right there, that power-up obviously is not going to be able to be put into use. And he basically had a decision right there when he backed up into blue. That's an easy rotate spot between the nest and the yard. He's anticipating that Divine Domination here are going to try and get the yard away from XL, from his teammates. And with the first 2 kills, look, they now have total control. And Divine Domination are so slow going to that yard. That was such a nice gamble there from Batchford. He could have gone back to the yard to try and defend that, but instead went to the nest. His team got the first 2 kills, and the total control has just pushed them that much closer to winning this game.
Batchford's just going to stay up high. There's no real reason to drop down anywhere. Finally, perfect kill comes in. Seeker, he'll get dropped. Warlord comes in as well. He's going to get the cleanup. And at the moment, well, yeah, Warlord's pretty happy. He wasn't even teabagging the play, he was just doing the floor. He's just having a bit of a...
He's doing the floor.
He's just quite happy.
At some point in our lives, aren't we all doing the floor? 1-0 to XL Esports. Very nice job from them. Batchford really fits in well on this team.
I love how you just completely deterring this silence just away from it. It's nice.
What? Away from what?
See, you don't like being broke up, do you? Do your stats and shut up.
Batchford, 16 kills, most assists as well. 16 kills with Shady. I spoke about those 2 actually working in tandem in that game. And check it out, they got 32 kills between the 2 of them. Shady and Batchford working very well together. Zerd with just the 8 kills, got tunnel visioned a couple of times, but his team came out with the win. We saw some very key double kills from him in that game as well. So yeah, really nice dynamic to this new XL squad. They win by 30-odd points on this game type, and the new man Speed, again, he's trying to put as much damage down as possible. Actually, Nurek's the most damage on his team, but the new man on the XL squad, most damage in the game. 2,600 from Ryan Batchelor.
I like it a lot. And you know what? In credit where credit's due, you look at Divine Domination, straight up, that was a better game than what we've seen him been putting up recently, because the performance out of this roster has been rough.
Yep.
When you're not, when you're 0-2, I understand what you meant now. 0-2 in the Pro League, but you've also got, well, no, 0-0, 0 wins, 0%.
Okay,
saved. See where I go with that one?
Good job, proud of you.
Like it.
Go on.
I am good at math.
You broke yourself up there, carry on.
But I do think that was a much better performance from Divine. It kind of sees how, I just want to see him win a map. I just want to see him win a map. I don't want to see another.
Don't do a prophecy.
Don't do a prophecy. 0 and 10 is
somehow 0 and 5 is worse than 0 and 10 if you don't win a map. That's a goose across the board.
Honk. What? Excuse me?
It wasn't a good honk.
Did you like stand on a frog?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Well, the French are being stood on right here. See what I did there?
Hey.
That's very clever. Hey. Eden Slayer, game 2. And Speed is ridiculous with the sniper. So if he grabs the snipe, watch out for him to rip faces. I believe in the Pro League qualifiers, he was actually playing around 10 cents. 10 sensitivity, 5 acceleration. That's what he was telling me in my chat anyway. So we'll see if he can hit those ridiculous shots on his super high sensitivity.
We'll see how things go then. As we move on in to Eden. Just taking a look across and waiting for these players to get live. And there we have it. Eyes on the prize for Speed. You can see the sniper rifle is in front of him. But he needs to be careful. Shady up top mid. Shots are coming down and he's forced back into the base. There's going to grenade. Just going to follow. Gives him a little bit of a nice present there. Doesn't... Oh, this is dangerous. He's also got a barrel as well. Now it's just time to get the hell out, my friend. One-on-one battle. Warlord gets the beat down. Batchford also picks up a kill onto Seeker with the BR in the kill feed. Speed, though, still trying to run away. But unfortunately, he's not fast enough.
He's not fast enough, and he's going to surrender the sniper over to the other side with Shady. So we'll see what Shady can do with this. 2-kill lead for his team, so not too much pressure on his shoulders to try and extend this. Fair enough, it's still early on in the game, but look at his team around him. Zer, they're flanking down below, and he will actually be traded off in the end, but getting that +1 is just going to kind of just stiffened the defense of Team XL right here around Shady. Fair enough, he's not hitting all these shots with the snipe. You'd like to see him connect with at least one of these shots, but you know, the first kill from Zer right there, and check out the kill feed. 2 kills actually going in favor of XL. Really takes the pressure off of Shady's shoulders, and if he tags players up like that and is able to call those kills out to his team and they're finished up, then this will be a really easy game here for Team XL.
I mean, it's okay tagging him up, Harry, but you need someone there to finish him off. That's maybe, what, how many bullets has he got left? He's burnt a fair few now, and I don't believe I may have seen 1 kill so far, potentially. Needs to really hit these targets.
He does. You're absolutely right. And think of the fantastic snipers we have in the league, right? You think of your sniper drones. You think of your top tier players using that weapon. They very rarely miss with it, honestly. And it's obviously very different in these types of games where they're very closely contested. I mean, it's only a 3-kill game right now, and both teams are being pressured as soon as the other team finds out where they have the sniper. Yeah, I would like to see both these teams really be a bit more accurate with this weapon, but check out the kills. 3 down here actually for XL, and it's coming at a perfect time here for Divine Domination because the overshield's just coming up, and it looks like it's going to be a player trying to burn that right there. That was actually Shady to try and burn it before they got a hand on it, but I don't even believe it's spawned yet, so just watch out for that one, as it should be coming up in the turbine very soon. I could have missed the player burning it, but it didn't look like it had been burned yet.
It was who was trying to do with the flank, though. He gets shut down by Speed over on the left-hand side, inside red, as they all look onwards to blue. That sniper rifle popping up in 20 seconds time. Batchford's all over it, though, so he needs to make sure that they shut that player down the second it will drop. I'm guessing this is the push for Overshield. Everyone's running down and just setting up. It's obviously going to be spawning behind them, so they need to make sure that this whole platform area is clear. Nurix will tag one and then opt to just get out of the way, which is absolutely fair play to him. But as soon as he do that, Warlord's just wandering around. 1 bullet left in the chamber. Let's see if he can find a target. I believe in Stu.
So
I believe in Warlord.
I think what actually happened with that last overshield, I think Batchford had the plasma pistol, and a player from Divine Domination picked up the overshield, but it was Batchford to burn that one away from that particular player. So I can only assume that's what happened. I didn't see it picked up on any of the observer mode player cards. Honestly, it could have been me just missing that, but yeah, I think what happened was Batchford was able to burn that overshield off, and that's a very good play from Batchford, because if you let Divine Domination grab that overshield and play very aggressively with it, with this 1-kill lead, you know, it really puts the pressure on XL to try and get those kills back, and when you're chasing kills on Eden Slayer, that's not a good position to be playing this game type from.
Nurix then, sniper rifle in hand, plenty of bullets in the chamber, just chilling out, uses 1. He's going to fall as well. 2 players move out onto Fan. Easy double kill there for Warlord. And he'll bag himself the ammo. I say, why don't you pick it up? But obviously he's still got an empty chamber. He's kept that one around. Hopefully he gets more luck this time with the bullets and that sniper rifle. Batchford, though, comes in. Saves his life. He's got Shady for defense over in control as well. Tags up 1, looking for this player to go down in the kill feed. As his teammate will fall. Fresh OS is up, and he is dead.
He is dead indeed. Warlord there, and I'd like to see him try and land that no-scope and just have a little bit more faith in his no-scoping ability right there. We saw last week, actually, he wasn't hitting many close-range no-scopes whatsoever. And here's the man I wanted to see with this weapon. Speed is speediculous with this sniper. He really is just a beast when he gets going with it. So objective number 1 for XL. The overshield isn't coming up for another minute or so, so try and find Speed with his snipe and shut him down as soon as possible, because if they don't, you could really see Divine Domination start to claw back this lead and might even escalate into one themselves, as Sicker will be the man to pick up the first kill.
We need to see Worlds 2016 Speed. This man was a pillar when it came to them qualifying. He's an absolute beast. We saw him qualify through the online Germany qualifier with his team, Fabi, and then did the same again as they went onwards to Germany through the qualifier. And he did make it, but we've not really... He obviously backed out of Pro League at that point, afterwards, and we've not seen much of him since, or really heard anything. So it might take a while to really get back into the kind of the swing. I don't know how long he's been playing for in between, and I'd like to think that he'd still keep playing, because Speed is you know, he loves Halo, and he's pretty good at it, so why not?
He's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's okay.
He's not bad.
Yep.
He can swing a snipe.
Who else can swing a snipe?
So can Batchford, apparently.
Yeah, absolutely. Really nice swing shot from him there. He will be taken down, but this game is very, very close. This is one of those games where if XL aren't watching themselves and just keeping tabs on their deaths, this is around the point in the game with the overshield and the sniper coming up where you don't want to sacrifice those deaths, because as long as you do, your team is going to be at a numbers disadvantage. You're going to have players on the other side with speed with the sniper who will pick you up as you are extending for kills like Batchford was right there. And with the overshield coming up, if Divine Domination grab that, as it looks like they're in a position to do so. As I say that, actually, a couple of XL players in the Turbine, it's going to be Warlord to pick it up. So very nice push from them. Just the 2 players in the Turbine, and they're making it work. Shady and Warlord.
Excuse me.
Working out. Warlord, the radar kid, gets back smacked with OS. Oh no, that's not good. 2 weeks in a row. SLG last week and Warlord this week. Radar kids anonymous.
Wow. Nurix goes down. All of a sudden, that lead that they had, it's turned into 1, Harry. Chick out here, just making sure that Seeker is got a little bit of defense, because at the moment you can see on the player outlines XL are collapsing in on this player. Here comes Batchford, down goes 1. Will the trade-off be real? He's got support. He does fall to the hands of Nurix, but I tell you what, 1, 2 people from Divine, they're going to fall. And look at Shady. Fresh sniper. Lads, I'm coming to you. I am bailing, because they have all just spawned inside blue.
Yep, they spawned at tower and rotated round to blue, and Shady there, sensing that that was the situation, used his game sense to just get out of that dangerous situation. This is the kind of position where you have the lead and you can line up shots like that. That really should have been a headshot there from Shady. Very disappointing he didn't hit that.
Do you feel that? I'd like to know what sensitivity he plays on, because it really looks slow, and he's missed a lot of shots. Like, a lot of quick scopes and not landing. And
he's been tagging players,
yeah,
but he hasn't been connecting with those heads like he really should have been with some of these shots he's lining up. I mean, look at that one. Even that looked like he'd lined it up properly, but he's just missing. It's very minute kind of altercations and alterations he needs to make in his aim, and he'll be connecting with the heads. So I don't think it's a sensitivity issue per se. I mean, it might be, but
look, he's kind of like tapping. He's tapping rather than just moving. He's tapping really slow. When you watch him, he's kind of really janky. I don't know if he's playing on like sensitivity 1 or 2, but it feels very, very sluggish and very slow. And like that, he should have been snapping to the player's head. Finally! There we go.
Speaking of snapping, snapshot.
I like it.
See what I did there?
Snaps his neck.
Overshield coming up, and that's why you see both of those XL players in front of Shady collapsing on the Turbine, and this is where they can really escalate into the lead. Watch for Zer right here to try and fly into as many Divine Domination players as possible with his teammates backing, of course. If he gets melted by all of the players on the other side, that's not a great play, but you can see how aggressive he's playing with it, because he knows he just has those extra shields for help. That's all gone now, though, but you can see Shady listening to the communication, knowing that player's no shields, can't quite get the angle on him, though. So all from Zer getting that overshield. They were up by 3, make it just 2 now. They're looking to try and make speed go down, and he will actually go down to the nade of Batchford. So just the 2-kill lead at the moment for Shady and the boys, and that's more like it. A hat trick and a killing spree here for Shady. And as long as he keeps hitting these shots, keep hitting these headshots, his team will be thanking him at the end of this game.
I love it how Speed just so I'm like, nope. Just crouched down. It's like, nope.
Yep, not touching that snipe.
Not having that again. And that's really the only way they're going to get back into this. Finally, he has jumped up. Obviously, they know exactly where Shady is. Shady's his eyes taken away for a second, though. They could have got this sniper any single time. I would have expected him to try. Oh, no, he's getting tanked up hard. And that was with the light rifle as well. And that thing will scoped in. That thing does damage. You can hear it now. Here comes the drill.
So look at Shady actually rotating around to Turbine. This is the collapse. This is the kind of vice grip stance. All 4 pinstering from so many different angles, and now look at the scoreline they've got because of it. All from Speed being taken down at the sniper area while he was waiting for that. XL, that was their cue to push, and now look, 48 to 42. This really should be a win for XL. Divine Domination, they can't really make any more mistakes in this game if they hope to win it and take it out of the hands of XL.
1 bullet. Come on, Shady. Get another headshot. I believe. 2 snipers, and between them they can't find the target on that last player, which is fair play. He goes down, 49 to 44. They're looking for the final one. 2 players, Warlord. Grenades go down. They're all up on the stairwell. Tags them both up. Going to run around. Seeker's there weak. 1 player comes on the sneaky as well. Tries to get the stick. He's in a bit of trouble. He's got nowhere to go. 1 in the front. 1 from behind as well, and he will die. 50 to 45, but I've got to say, Harry, once again, still a pretty close game. Divine, they can't close these ones out, but compared to where they were last week and in the previous 2 weeks, they're looking a little bit more sharper.
Looks like there's fight in them, definitely. when you add a player like Speed who's going to bring that kind of slaying and damage dealing performance, and you swap out a player like Talik who did look at shade off the pace, the games are naturally going to be a little bit closer anyway. Check out Warlord, 17 and 8. Didn't really see too much of his point of view until towards the end of the game, but he was actually a player that we highlighted this week when we were speaking about this series to really go clutch and step up in this series alongside Batchford. So speaking of Batch, 14 kills, almost as many assists as well in a Slayer. That's a very strong performance, and Shady, despite all the snipers he had, couldn't quite make it break even, but his team won the game, so he won't be too fussed about that whatsoever.
Well, let's see if they can keep the momentum and the ball rolling as we roll on into game number 3. We'll bring you the map pull up in just a second. It is the same across every single series throughout every single week. We have 5 rotations, and this week we are on week 3, so it will be rotation number 3. Moving into Truth Capture the Flag. Both teams, Harry, let's put them up against one another so far from what we've seen. How do you think this next one going to play out?
I'm looking forward to seeing Warlord doing more of what he did in the previous game, right? The majority of his kills came from him being very flanky, but then also him not only flanking behind the other team, but also him working together with teammates behind him and being the first one in and being very aggressive. And that really helped his team out in terms of getting the power weapons out of the hands of the other team, and Divine Domination really didn't have an answer for his playstyle.
Do you know what his playstyle is?
I remember playing Warlord on this particular map back in Halo 3, and he was a tricky customer to deal with. So I'm looking forward to seeing him kind of using that old school Halo 3 flanking playstyle, flanking down into the basement, as we've seen so far this broadcast, here against Divine Domination once again. So for that reason, let's start the game off with the man himself.
So I've had to deal with Warlord in Halo 4, MCC, H2A, and in Halo 5. Warlord is, it's rough to call him a matchmaking kid, but he is a noob hunter. He is, like, out of everybody, the amount of time that he puts into this game is surreal. The practice, hey, there's someone just hanging around up there.
How's it hanging, bro?
You see that? Hey, do you like that one? Oh, look at him.
Hey, dude.
Just chilling.
You good?
So, dude. Oh, well, he's going to stick around anyway. But yeah, going back to Warlord. Oh, Flag's already on the move as well. It's out in no man's land. Shady comes in with the defense as well, so stop that one in its tracks. Chick trying to make something happen from below the base. One player above her as well. Will they get a touch? Honestly, I think that is a dead flag.
Yeah, it is, because 2 slays actually came back to back there from Infused. Excuse me, not from Infused. XL, I'm so used to seeing Warlord's gamer tag with the prefix
Finally!
Infused. I know, it's so happy he changed his gamer tag. I'm so happy about that. But a great counter right here. It all came from Divine Domination pulling the flag, but XL were able to get 2 slays and then 2 extra slays, all while pulling the flag of Divine Domination, and that's how you put a counter capture together. Great running from Shady, and that's going to be 1-0 in favor of XL. That was a perfectly played counter cap.
You talk about his playstyle, though, kind of what I was alluding to earlier on. It's like, it's very non-stop, absolutely no cares given, you know what I mean? He's a very peculiar, maybe this is because of the amount of time and effort that he puts in the matchmaking playlist. You know, he can always be found there creeping around no matter what account he's on, but he is a very peculiar playstyle, and it's hard to handle, and just allowed, it's very, I want to say solo based sometimes. He can just kind of go off on his own, and against some teams, it really messes them up, and they really can't figure him out, because he'll just be on his own, behind them, in a corner somewhere, just chilling, waiting for them to walk into him. And yeah, he's a nice little player, but sometimes it can go the other way, like we saw on main stage right here in a final scenario of 4 teams. He goosed because his playstyle just didn't work. When a team figures you out like that, it's rough.
I really like the pull here from Zer. You could see when I switched to his point of view, he was the man behind the Divine Domination team when they had the flag back in their own base. He had a choice. Does he push and try and kill the guy running the flag about to come back into his own base with the flag? Or does he pull the flag and trust his team to get slays? As soon as he saw Shady get that first kill, he backed up and started running the flag. I really like that decision from Zer, and as a result, we have a flag standoff, and that all came from Zer there making the right decision, because if he doesn't make the kill happen on the flag runner, or if he gets shut down somehow by the enemy team just collapsing on him, then that's easily all tied up 1-1. By stalling that player and even just throwing the flag out of the base, he's giving his team so much more time. I love that unselfish play. Didn't try and be a hero, and as a result, they have a chance of getting a return and maybe even getting a capture out of it.
Oh, nice. I wasn't even a trade-off. That's a bit rough. That's going to eliminate them. 1, 2 members will fall. The third one is trying to stay alive. Now he finally does fall. Look at this. Creepy play. Tac mag in hand as well. Going to get another touch. I have no idea how this was going to end. I really can't call it. Batchford, I would tell you what I would like, and this is no disrespect to anybody here on XL, but Batchford's got the flag on the opposing side. I'd like him to hand that over because Batchford, he's a nasty player. He's a great player, and I don't think he should be sat back in the base just, you know, kind of camping a flag. It's
a shame that Zer lived it right there. Obviously didn't have all the information that we have, but I wanted to give a massive shout out to Warlord because the play that he made in Bubble by winning the 1v1 forced resources away from Divine Domination's flag carrier, and they almost got a return out of it. We saw Zer fly into the car window and almost make a play happen, but Batchford here is just feeling the pressure from his own base, and it's right that he's doing so here as well, moving the flag over in that direction. That's going to allow his teammates to spawn on that flag and for it to remain safe. Despite players pushing into his own base from the other teams. So, smart decision there from Batchford to take that flag over to the bubble, but guess what? You got your wish. He's now freed from his flag reins. He will go down by the nade, but at least now he's allowed to put his aggressive playstyle into use.
The thing is, though, they're all walking in dribs and drabs, Harry. They're just at the moment feeding Divine Domination. They're going in 1s and 2s, and unfortunately every time they do, they just meet a team of 4. A French team of 4, funnily enough. You meet Matchmaker, now you meet them here. Need to mount some sort of team effort and some sort of team push if they want to get one of these flags back. And while this is happening, Chick's allowed to pick off one. Warlord's caught off guard as well. Over on the car side, 2 members pushing into P2 as well. Whether they chase or not, we'll soon find out. Warlord pings one across the map, so he's forced back into the base. At the moment, it's just a little bit of a...
It seems like every single time one team gets the first kill in the standoff situation, the other team trades it instantly.
Morning.
And then the other team is just like, we got the first kill, but it was traded, so we should play a little bit more passive. And then the same thing happens over and over. Now we have players like Warlord trying to flank in behind, but check out the kill feed. Again, trades, just constant trades, boys. Come on, someone make a play. It's got to be Zer right here. If he finds the flag carrier, he has no help. But again, the flag player has help, so you're just looking for more than one player to rush the flag guy at a time. It's just a bit of a scrappy game so far. This tends to happen in these kind of standoff situations. So there's the first kill. Let's see if they can string it together with another one with speed out in the open top middle, but nope, another trade.
So what's going on, Harry? Is this because teams are so evenly matched, or
lack of practice?
I feel they're both scared.
Lack of practice, maybe a bit of timid nature. This is actually a good kind of position for XL to have the flag in. Fair enough, it's out in the open, so if they go for the return, it's going to be, you know, tough for them to actually get it. But check it out, the return actually comes in from Batchford. That is just fantastic, because if you remember, the start of the flag standoff, it was actually Divine Domination running the flag back to their own base, all because Zer pulled the flag instead of trying to kill the flag carrier. They've now actually got a flag capture of their own. The flag being out in front of the enemy team's base is probably one of the best positions to be, because they have to overextend that. You almost force them to get slays in order to get another touch on that flag, and now look, they're on the prowl for the third, and Batchford has 2 in a row, is about to make it 3.
Paddy didn't miss that last shot, which was a little bit unfortunate, as he struggles to get the reload as well. Speed will make him pay with his life. He's going to fall as well. So at the moment, he mentioned before in the trades, it's kind of what's happening. All 4 alive here for Divine Domination. Grenades coming in from Zer's POV. You can see the hit markers on your screen. One will fall bottom mid. That's going to be Seeker. You can hear the bullets below him in P2. Someone up on P3 also may have just got information from the radar. There's another player running below his base as well, so he's got to be careful. In fact, he doesn't. Shady comes in with a hot 5, eliminates him. Chick's eliminated as well. Harry, they're all back in respawn.
They're all back in respawn, and it's actually Shady being very aggressive in the enemy team's base. Unfortunately, will go down, but let's see the new man here actually from XL Esports. Batchford, again, a bit of a fall from grace from him. He was on Team Infused, unfortunately dropped for the curse, comes back and is prevalent once again in European Halo. But I honestly like this team for Batchford. This is a team where he can really shine and put on some star performances. He's got some good pieces around him. He's got players like Warlord who, you know, loves a good flank and really makes opportunities for his teammates to do well, as well as in making individual plays for himself as well. But neither of those players so far this game really able to make a massive impact despite their team being 2-0 up.
How insane would it be if XL made it to America and the Laz didn't. Oh, excuse me, Vex didn't
Well,
after that trade. How insane would that be?
For that to happen, I do believe XL Esports would have to go 3-0 in the remaining 3 games, which would make Batchford technically undefeated in the Pro League. Just imagine.
Wow.
But while we're talking, it's actually Divine Domination to get a flag capture of their own. So this is a game still. Nurix putting that flag in makes it 2-1 with 3 minutes 20 left on the clock. There is time left in this game for them to get another capture. 3 minutes is plenty of time, but you've got to start getting some map control and stringing some kills together soon. But check out the kill feed. They seem to be working a bit more in tandem now. Unluckily though, Chick gets perfected by Shady, and that might just halt the momentum here for Divine Domination. But Nurix's camo play will take Shady out as well. All 2 players in basement is a sticky situation to be in. And if XL don't clear these players out of their own base, they could be in a bit of a terrible situation, especially as Sika picks up the first kill.
And there we have it. Killing spree comes in from Nurix, finding one up inside the Eli as well. Big push coming in from Sika. You can see the grenades are coming in thick and fast though from his left-hand side. Needs to be careful of that guy in bubble. That's going to be Batchford. Catches one top mid as well. Will he get out of this base unhindered? No, he will not. He's no shields whatsoever. Warlord's there for the collection. Easy kill from him from grenades. Big kill from Sika if he gets this though. But it's not going to matter whatsoever. Shady straight off the respawn. Dive bombs the flag. And we're back in the base once again.
I'm not really too sure about that kind of straight line play there, challenging Warlord. I mean, if you're Sika, your team has map control. Why not just back off? Yeah, exactly. Why not just play front base? Why not just be a nuisance? Now his team, Sika's team, are 3 down and they already have a player in their own base running the flag. That's actually going to be Shady, who is no shields. But check out the players. They have to overextend here. They don't realize it's their last flag. Shady already has the flag almost back at his own base, but another fumble. Who's greased up these flagpoles tonight, Sims? I don't even know, but that's surely going to be game. Shady knows it. He's trying to betray Batchford, but
please kill him. Come on.
That's going to be the game.
Oh, I hope I'm going to kill Batchford. Oh well.
I think we were all hoping someone would kill Batchford.
I mean, to be fair, he's struggling at the moment because he's doing so well. We'll take a look at the kill feed in just a second to show you his level of stats. Harry, you were saying you thought he'd really shine on this XL roster. Honestly, I think, yeah, when you think about it, it's a really nice little addition. It really, really is. The rest of the team might just complement him.
Yep.
However, we're looking at the stats, and I'm looking at a certain addition that's been picked up, and it's certainly not on XL.
It certainly is not.
Good morning, Speed. Nice of you to join us. 27.
Guten Tag, I think they say, right?
I thought it'd be Guten Morgen. Guten Tag's hello, good morning. Is
okay.
Guten Morgen.
I don't know German. I do know a German who's good at Halo and Speed. 27 kills.
I know 2. I know Kimbo as well.
Kimbo's American.
Damn it! I was hoping you wouldn't. I was hoping you wouldn't remember.
I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Warlord, we spoke about him being a player who flanks around a lot on Truth. 21 kills, the most on his team. And just the 17 deaths as well. Lowest in the game was actually Shady here from XL with just 15. So XL just actually 1 map away from their first Pro League Series win.
And unfortunately, Divine Domination just 1 more map away from being
0-12 in maps.
That's rough. That's really rough.
That's a prophecy stat right there.
Well, we'll soon find out. You know, it's not over yet until it's over. Potentially 1 more map, and it could be. We'll be getting this next one underway in just a second. I mean, it's hard. It's good to see Speeds at least stepping up to the plate now, you know, and kind of showing, all right, this is why they picked me up, and I am a decent player.
I believe the pickup only happened actually a couple of days ago, maximum. Okay. So with maybe a little bit more practice on this Divine Domination team, they can string some map wins together and potentially take a series. I mean, all these players on this squad we've seen can take it to the big boys, but it's just about a little bit of lack of practice, in my opinion. There were a couple of decision-making situations in that game where with a little bit more experience as a team, they potentially could have come out with a more favourable result.
The one thing that I have to mention about that team is when you look at the teams in the European Pro League, obviously they'll be communicating in English, apart from Supremacy, which is, you know, guaranteed it's going to be French. But this team, you've got a German and 3 French. English is not their first native language. So there could even be, you know, there could be a breakdown in communication there, Harry.
One shot's the same in every language.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Is it though?
No.
It could be Einshot in German.
Could be. Like I said, I don't know German.
Ernshot in French.
Yeah, I do hear them actually in
oh really?
In listenings. Unshot.
Unshot.
Yeah, sometimes. Most of the time it's one shot.
Well, anyway, we will be seeing how, if they get the first map on the board, their first win. Batchford with a railgun, going to make things a little bit difficult. One player pushing straight down. White tries to bank it off the wall. Okay. There was a potential for a kill there. I don't know if he panicked a little bit or jumped into the wall for the reason to try and bounce off of it, but it almost worked, which I'm quite impressed around. Nurix then, railgun in hand, looking up on top. Back rail, there's one. Will he get the kill? Yes, he would. Clips Warlord's feet, and now he's down in pipes, just trying to stay alive. Creeps out of sewers. There's another player there on back rail. Also, still, it's really scrappy, Harry.
Yeah.
I can't get over how scrappy this series has been.
I mean, these are...
It's making it hard to cast.
Don't forget, the bottom two teams in the Pro League, they are both 0 and 2, and certainly not as well drilled as the 4 teams above them in the league. I mean, I think that's a statement that everyone would agree with. And you're right. I mean, you certainly see both these teams have an idea of how they want to play these game types, but they almost seem to be countering each other. Well, you know, it's very, very strange. It's almost like the same ends of magnets going at each other, you know? They're just going to...
I like where you go with this.
Just kind of push each other apart. It's almost like, you know...
Two opposites don't attract.
Exactly. Iron sharpens iron, but rust just rusts everything. Wonderboy 2017. If you just stay silent, it makes it more awkward.
That's why I'm doing it.
Oh, okay. Thought it was funny. Aha!
26-0, about to hit 10 minutes remaining on the clock. Fresh BR for Zer here. And I mean, this is, it's brutal, is this? And it's going to be rough to get out of. I don't know where.
Oh, my Xbox record that.
And
that was like Fragger last week. The one
he actually did, didn't he?
Yep.
He actually did Xbox record that. It was amazing. We need to ask him about that. We need to get SLG on and ask him about that one, which I definitely will do. Batchford with the camo doesn't get spotted. He's got the, I believe, potentially the DMI in hand. Does take down Seeker. At least 2 more players in Whitehall. One's going to move forward. Nurix will try to stay alive and move back. Lands on the ledge as well. Shady chasing down 2. There's 1. Will he go for the ninja? No, he won't. He will try and run away and get away with his life. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. Nurix hunts him down. Doesn't let her get away with that one. 2 more players will fall down in the kill feed. Warlord answers back. And now they've got the numbers advantage, Harry. They've also got them kind of pushing them back in the spawn, but they're not getting any hills out of it.
They're not. They'll get the basement, which means they'll secure 1 point.
For
but
a second.
They didn't go to nest quick enough, and that allowed all of the XL squad to spawn at the bunker and take power.
Because Zer's weapons.
Yeah, Zer has both power weapons on the map. He just got taken down, but then by them not collapsing on nest quick enough right there, look, they're still not going to be scoring. I mean, despite all those kills they got in succession, they won't have the control of the map. They will as they take BR base, and they'll have the nest as well. But again, the kills, the retake coming in from XL, it's going to be Batchford to pin that player back. And just, again, they need to be a little bit quicker, a little bit sharper on these pushes when they get the first kill on the board. I've been very critical of both these teams so far, but XL actually are playing this much better than the other team, as Divine Domination just seem a little bit sluggish and they get out too soon, and that will actually retain scoring for XL as Batchford gets that reset.
63-6, the time is just ticking away. Chick's going to walk down Whitehall and find 1-2 players come out of Long Haul. Chick's still trying to stay alive. Unfortunately, 2 players will box him in. Perfect kill comes out of Zer as well. He'll end his life. Another player as well over his head. That's Warlord DMR on Seeker. You spoke about weapon control. Zer has been on point so far. Chick comes off the spawn and he's sent back to the death screen instantly. Literally straight, he literally just spawned there and just got hit in the jaw.
74-6, this is commanding, and Zer, it was very important he went down right there, because if he stays alive and gets his shields, he's sitting in white corner with the railgun. He can protect his 2 home strongholds. Now it's a little bit more manageable here for Divine Domination. They have Chick in this power position, they have the railgun. Fair enough, their home stronghold in basement is halfway ticked down from XL, but that's actually just been reset. They'll now actually have control as long as Chick can finish off this stronghold, but look at the pressure coming in from XL. It's very important they got those first 2 kills, but again, more kills coming in, but they will just about get the nest, but that's pulled so many resources away from the basement, and look who it is, immediately spotting that weakness. They've over-rotated to the nest, and now they're going to grab the basement, thanks to that RXL.
I like how you called it. I mean, you've committed 2 players over there now, and you've pulled them away from it, and you're just allowing the opposing team to counteract that and really take full advantage. Warlord's now allowed to do whatever he wants. They've taken 2 back. I mean, credit where credit's due, and that's because they'll have been spawning off the bunker and no one else was there, especially from XL. Warlord's going to try and make his way over. Cops for 1, hiding down in white corner. Doesn't find anyone else over at tower, and what an annoying player.
This is really good. It's so good from Warlord, because even if he dies right there, guess who's already in there?
It's still taking him from, you know, it's taking, as you said, resources. I like it.
Pulling players back to that BR base. Warlord, that's such a key depth, honestly, because it's allowed Bachelor to get the nest uncontested. It's pulled that player back. Fair enough, he got pushed from actually the rail tower instead of kind of around engine 2, but that's still taking attention away from the player who's trying to capture that nest, which is probably one of the most important strongholds on the map. So I really like the death there from Warlord, taking 1 for the team, because if he's not pushed right there, he gets the stronghold for free, but if he is pushed, it's taking attention away from Batchford taking the nest. But as we're saying this, it's actually Divine Domination that are scoring, so let's see if they can maintain this for more than 10 or so seconds, and it looks like they're going to do that with some slays on the board.
It'd be nice for them to. That's what we kind of need, and then really get the paint train rolling, so to speak. Because at the moment they are looking very, very out of this. 32 to 91. They just need to slay, man. That's all they need to do. They need to just really put the hurt onto XL, really do some damage to him. And I'm sorry, Nerix, but jumping into 3 players like that, it's only yourself that's going to die, not them.
Yeah.
You need to work with your team. You need to speak to them.
He was trying to make the contest happen. Don't think he realized how fast the stronghold was actually ticking up. He really should have identified that, in my opinion. I agree with you. It's just one of those moments where you just have to kind of take a breath.
Leroy!
You can't do everything yourself, bro. You just got to wait and just stay alive in that kind of situation. We saw... Ooh.
What? He didn't see him.
Seeker? Hey, Seeker. You being a sneaky Seeker?
Hide and seek.
Nice.
See?
I like it.
Does he get a double?
Let's
Go on. He does. Doesn't get a double, but he gets 2.
Don't forget, this man went on a killing frenzy on this game type last week in the French derby. And the triple cap is coming in, like you say. The triple is in effect. And Sika really enjoys playing Rig Strongholds. You can tell in his game style. I mean, XL, they're only 6 points away from winning this game, but plays like that from Sika are really going to make it hard for them to take this game and push the scoreline over the edge. As another total control triple cap comes in from the French. Are we going to see the comeback happen?
I believe. The dream is alive. 1 more player there. Scatter shot in hand. Another one behind him as well. That's Bashford. He goes down. Still got 2. They're now controlling Nest as well. Potentially, this could be another triple cap in hand. 1 player down in white. He's about to get dropped, which he does. They're all pushing across the Nest. It's a little bit of an...
Shady.
Didn't get the reset.
Nope. Oh, and he's in there contesting too. He needs help from his team.
Way.
That is crazy. Shady hitting the wall right there. I mean, if he doesn't hit that wall, he gets the reset 100%. So
that's nuts.
That is.
That's game saving. Time's still ticking. They need to kill Batchford now. Big kills from Batchford. It would be critical to get this person. Seeker needs to make it happen. He's got some support. Fantastic. Now they've got to look at the other 2, though. They've got to make sure that they keep the dream alive. Keep them other 2 bases still ticking along. They're looking at basement. Unfortunately, they've lost Nest. Now, this is the danger zone. Can they take basement back quick enough? There's 2 of them. There's also someone on Nest as well, Harry.
Yes. But the problem is, now is XL only 2 points away from winning the game. They are scoring. But, didn't quite tick up to 99, so that's very fortunate. Are they going to check this corner? They will. Good pick there from Warlord, but it's not enough to shave Shady's life. Shady will go down. The comeback is just about mounting up here for Divine Domination, but all it will take is 1 good push from XL, and you can see the 2 kills coming in. They are all over basement. It's all about getting BR base as soon as possible, up to 99. Just watch on the player outlines here. Do they push round to the Nest? They do. Yeah. It's all going to be about this fight here from Engine 2 to Nest. They need to get the kills. They get the first 2 kills, and that's going to be GG. Very well played, well executed push. Not panicking there from XL, and they will take the series.
Ryan Batchelor going to be working with Team XL, and they put their first series on the board in the European Pro League.
Nice.
Unfortunately, Divine Domination Don't be rough, man.
They're goosing in the Pro League.
It is.
Who does that?
It is bad. You do, actually.
Yeah, that's the joke. Yep.
Sorry. Harry, run us through the stats, dude.
20 kills and 20 deaths from Batchford. Not really a whole lot to shout about, really, on the XL side. And a -5 from Shady, but again, they won.
It's a little bit even, actually, when you look at the KDs.
Pretty much even across the board. No one really stepping up. It'll be interesting to see the damage dealt. So I put my tongue back in my mouth. 3,000 damage from Batchford, who had the most kills on his team, but the accuracy, very impressive from Chick and Speed. We saw Sika go on a very nice run. He only ended the game a +2 spread, though. So, yeah, fairly even game. Nurix went 18 and 13, but bottom of the team in the objective column as well. So, very closer series than the 4-0 kind of reflects, but XL definitely the better team in that series.
Awesome stuff. Wow. Yeah, I mean, what more can you really say? Obviously, Batchford's been brought into this. And, you know, both of those teams were suffering. Well, not necessarily suffering, but suffering from having a new player. Batchford, we knew how good he was going to be on this roster, or just how good of an individual talent he was. Speed, definitely, I don't want to say lived up to the hype, because we didn't necessarily, you know, say it's not the biggest pickup of 2016 like Respectful was, for instance, but we knew he would definitely live up to the potential, which I think he does. However, I can foresee, like, on that team, the language barrier, amongst several other things, of lack of practice and, generally speaking, how little time they have to get it together for the next 2 weeks, it's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt them as a roster.
Yes, it definitely will hurt them, but the thing that Batchford does have going for him is that he's actually teamed with players on his team in the past, right? Was Batchford on the Infused squad when Warlord was on the team?
Yes.
Yes, he was, and he's also teamed with Zer in the past as well, so yeah, Batchford definitely won't take him that long to kind of reaffirm that chemistry on this squad, but it's all about him working in tandem with the 4th man on the squad, Shady, who you can see right here was having a great time at the end of that Truth Capture the Flag game. But we saw in game 1, Batchford and Shady working together on Plaza Strongholds. They were working brilliantly in tandem, so a little bit more time together on this team. Like I say, we are halfway through the season now, so they won't have that much time to play with, but a little bit more practice time on this squad, and they could maybe even sneak to Atlanta. I mean, all they need to do is win the next 2 series. But they do have to play Supremacy, and I think Invictus still in the league, which is tough.
There's still a lot to play for. I mean, we did have a few big games. Obviously, next week we'll see. We'll have 2 Pro League days. We'll have Wednesday and Thursday back to back. So double action, double Halo action, just like over in North America. And we get to see the season out, you know? Especially when we look at week number 4, we'll be then saying, okay, this is who's definitely going to Atlanta, and this is who needs to win this. Week 4 is when it gets a little bit, I mean, this week we kind of saw a little bit of a shuffle. Obviously, teams that were all tied up, so to speak. Invictus, for instance, and then XL, what we just saw on screen versus Divine Domination, where things start to kind of shuffle up a little bit. I mean, I think Divine, are they now out of it? Out of the running?
They
3
are
and 0?
0 and 3, so
0 and 3, sorry.
They could win the next 2 series, and they could still, I think, depending on who has to play who, I'd have to
win
look
4-0,
at.
won't near enough.
I would have to look at the league standings, but I think it's still mathematically possible for 4 teams to be tied on 2 and 3. But again, that's off the top of my head. I don't know everything. I know it might seem like I do.
You don't know anything.
What?
You're just really good at making it seem like you do.
Shut up. What are you talking about?
Shut up. Stop it. I believe we're going to have an interview very shortly with Zer coming up. We'll be able to chat to him. We do have the standings, though, currently after the end of week number 3. Let's take a look at them. Team Infused. Kings of the Mountain, 3 and 0, 86% map win ratio. Invictus, 2 and 1, along with Vexed, but 71% and 53% map win ratio. We saw those 2 teams go head-to-head earlier on today, and that is what it's done. It has knocked Vex down in the standings.
So what's interesting about the league standings at the moment, look at Supremacy down there in 4th place, 1 and 2, tied with XL. Those 2 teams actually have to play against each other, I do believe, and XL technically at the moment are in 4th place because they have a higher map win percentage than Supremacy. So Supremacy, they're not even top 4 right now. They're in 5th place.
That's mad.
That is the most surprising standing, in my opinion.
Okay.
Supremacy down in 5th.
So we'll get that definitely confirmed that is the right for 4th and 5th, because if that's on the map win percentage, if it is 47%, so it's actually XL then that are in 4th place and Supremacy that are in 5th.
Those two teams, by the way, still have to play against each other in the league.
That's going to be a spicy game.
So
Batchford versus French. And if you remember, now I remember an Infused game of when Batch were on it, of Strongholds on Plaza, where Infused had 99 points.
I remember that.
And Supremacy brought it back from 99 and won 100. That was, incredible.
Good times. Way back when.
It's going to be, man, next week we've got a really good set of games. Honestly, next week we'll be doing back-to-back. Unfortunately, we can't get the interview for Zer this week. However, I did want to get at least one player from every single squad on so far, so we'll try and... There's a couple of team changes, so we haven't had, in theory, anyone on from Vex, so we'll try and do 4 interviews next week. But we'll make sure everybody gets to go and we speak to all the teams and all the players. But yeah, it's just going to be so fun. We're going to be casting Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to be seeing the season out with a bang and closing it and seeing which 4 teams will be going to Atlanta. But that's all we have for this weekend, Harry. It's been a pleasure. I like that.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's a sim sandwich.
All the VODs will be going live on YouTube. Make sure you give us a subscription, drop us a little like, a little sub, bell up, do everything else that you need to do on YouTube.
Comment,
just to
subscribe.
Yeah, that as well. YouTube.com/ESL Halo. We do put quite a bit of time and effort into that one to making sure that everything's on there and everything's up to date and tracked and whatnot. And yeah, all the latest info, ProLeague.com. All those videos then link back to the Pro League website so you can watch them all. You can get all the standings, all the information on the teams, all the bios, player photos, their Twitter handles, Twitch handles, anything that you want to know about the teams, it's all there, including the rule book if you want to give it a read. What are they playing for? Well, they're playing for 4 tickets to DreamHack Atlanta. 4 teams will be flying across there and being put into the championship bracket. Remember, you guys at home, you can join us. It's going to be, I can't express how good this event is going to be. Honestly, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be one of the biggest events for quite some time. If you want to come, if you want to play in it, buy a ticket. It's an open event, 64-team open event bracket. If you want to come and watch it, come and watch it. I want to see a crowd. DreamHack Championship Sunday. I want to see everybody in the audience going wild. It's going to be such a great event. Tickets.dreamhack.com. All you need is a 3-day pass. That's all you need. Each one of your teammates need it. Go buy them. It's going to be incredible. Make sure you join us. And remember, for everything else social media, just give us a big, big follow. HCS, ESL Halo. Both on Twitter and then ESL Halo on Facebook as well. That's where all the information needs to be. Let's take a look at week number 4 really quickly. Team Supremacy versus XL Esports, as Harry just alluded to. That is going to be a big one. Vexed versus Team Infused. Team Infused looking to secure, well, just really their presence, and it's the story now of Respectful trying to get himself a 3rd consecutive back-to-back-to-back European Pro League title. And then down at the bottom, Invictus versus Divine Domination. Trial by fire for Divine Domination. Still trying to get just a map on the Pro League. And honestly, going against Invictus, I'm struggling to see how that's going to happen.
Don't do a prophecy. Get a map win, please.
Nobody wants to see that.
No.
But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you once again to our sponsors, Astro Gaming. Those guys are just, again, I say this every single week, but they do support Halo, and that's on a global level. They've been doing it for so many years. They support the players, they support the teams, and of course, they support the Pro League. Drop the little link there, esl.pm/Astro, if you want to go look at all the incredible, incredible goodies they have for sale. There's some amazing bags, headsets, the mix amps, even the little side speakers. The speaker tags are incredible. You can get some nice little HCS ones there for your Astro 840s. Harry, that's pretty much it for us today, dude.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've got to see you twice next week.
Sorry about that.
2 days in a row.
We'll make bunk beds. Sleepover. Yay.
Okay.
Be more excited about it. Come on.
Takeaway. We're going to have a takeaway together.
Yeah.
Takeaway in Pro League. Takeaway in North American Pro League, just like old times.
Just like old times.
Dude,
see you
thanks
next week.
again, and I'll see you next week. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it has been a fantastic evening of Halo Esports action. From myself, from the production team, I want to say thank you very much. Shout out to the production team in the back. We had some new guys working tonight. They did a fantastic job. Shout out to them. Big shout out to everyone over in North America. Of course, all of our Pro League casters, Pro League players and teams over there, and everybody over at 343 on the HCS Esports team. From myself and everyone here at ESL UK, thank you. Good night.